the fact of the matter is, now the series is done and dusted. So this is our kind of in-depth series review for you. When we are talking about 5 points, we are going to talk about Gaurav, Gargi and me. The three of us will talk about the 5 takeaways. 1 positive takeaway and 4 not so positive, rather critical takeaways, as we are, all unanimous about. The only positive takeaway, let's start with that. The high point of the series, the player of the series, Jasprit Bumrah. He was outstanding right through. From that freakish spell at Perth, to sustaining it in the second innings at Perth, to doing it in Adelaide, doing it in Brisbane, doing it in Melbourne, and the first innings here in Sydney, the man kept going from mid-November till early January with the same intensity right through. Hats off.
When you think about it, a year ago, Jasprit Bumrah was down and out. All good. Yes, Jasprit Bumrah was down and out. And to think that he came back from a very, very serious injury, and to bowl like that. Look at the workload that Jasprit Bumrah had. He was going out to bat and bowl every single day of the test matches that we've had. And when you think about it, like you said, Jasprit Bumrah was the only high point throughout this series. He's the only man who's performing. He's the only man who's giving you consistent performances, one after the other. Without Jasprit Bumrah, the team is lost. The team is lost, and this man's a national treasure. The fact that you overworked him and now there's a concern for a serious injury, I think it's disappointing.
I think for me personally, that is probably one of the greatest performances I've seen in a test series ever by an Indian bowler. I think ranks up right there, probably even better than what Bhaji did in the 2001 test series. What I have seen live, I can't talk about what Bishan Singh Bedi did, but this, to me, I have not seen this kind of a performance. Every time the ball was given to him, every time it looked like he threatened, it looked like taking wickets. Even if there was a spell he didn't take a wicket, right, he created opportunities for the others to come and take it as well. And I think that was the main difference between the two sides. I would say that there was one guy, he was consistently taking wickets at 12 runs, and this is just this series. 12 runs on average is right now at 19 runs a wicket, 19 runs a pop, and it's taken more than 200 wickets itself. That means that's as much I can let you score off me. The guy is a legend already. He's a living legend, and what I can't just wait to see where he gets to in the next 2 to 4 years.
See, my point, taking from a cue from what Gargi said, what Gaurav said, the fact that Jasprit Bumrah said he felt slight discomfort gives me huge heart. Yeah. That it means that Jasprit Bumrah might not be away for too long. It means that we might just get the services of Jasprit Bumrah in the Champions Trophy and, more importantly, in the England series in June, July. Because an Indian bowling lineup, from what we have seen without Jasprit Bumrah, was that listless rubbish bowling that we saw today, Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna, on a track which was helping Australia with a 30-over-old ball, Pat Cummins and Scott Boland on the money, making the ball to move and talk. And what about us? Despite the 3 wickets falling, India just handed it on a platter. And that is the absence. Gaurav made a point in passing. He said Jasprit Bumrah was also making sure that the bowler at the other end was getting the wickets.
Oh, yeah.
Here, the pressure was not on. Jasprit exerts that pressure. You think there is a release coming from the other end and you concede wickets to the bowler at the other end. Unfortunately, because there was no Bumrah, wickets, not wickets, the pressure was also not there, which meant there were free runs, easy runs, leaked runs, and that is the kind of impact that Bumrah has. I don't know, 32 wickets and a player has not won a series.
He's player of the series, by the way.
That's what we said, right? We said at the start. Imagine that a player of the series is okay, 32 wickets, and his team has lost one
the game. That just, exactly, says a lot about the other 10. Bumrah had no support from anywhere, not from the batting, not from the bowling. He was the only man consistently performing, not only with the ball. Think of the difference that he's made with the bat as well.
That Brisbane heist was because of Bumrah
exactly.
and Akashdeep.
But I think the first innings as well, he came in and got those few boundaries, and that made all the difference. Jasprit Bumrah, I think you've let the man down completely. He's put his heart and soul into this, and you've let him down.
I 100% agree. Point number 2, and our takeaway number 2: erratic and strange team selection. Erratic and strange team selection is the only way we can describe what we have seen right through this series. Adelaide, tailor-made for someone like an Akashdeep, you went with a Harshit Rana. Melbourne, Harshit Rana more suited because of the hit the deck, you went with an Akashdeep. Much more important, you played 2 all-rounders in Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar in Melbourne and in Sydney. Cumulatively in Melbourne, the 2 of them bowled 27 overs in 4 innings, and here Washington Sundar did not even bowl. You mean to say that you're playing Washington Sundar as a batter? Then what about Dhruv Jurel, who scored so many runs in the India A? Thoughts about team selection?
Team selection, when I think of this word, that one Harshit Rana call was good. Nitish Kumar Reddy, yes, he came up and performed. But when you think of a Washington Sundar in this test, or in Melbourne as well, Shubman Gill being dropped to make way for Rohit Sharma at the opening position. When you think of all these things, it's baffling, because even when those decisions happened, you thought, how much of a difference will this make? And then it ended up making no difference. And the one call that I'm very, very, mad about actually is the fact that KL Rahul was moved from his opening position. How did you come up with that? Was it done to give Rohit Sharma a chance to regain his form, which was not going to happen because he did not look the part, he was not looking good. Putting him back at the opening position would not have miraculously saved his form. That was right. And the fact that you moved your best batter from his best position to number 3, and then I think it changed the rhythm for KL Rahul, because instantly in the next innings he was gone.
No, absolutely second that. I think the Rahul one was the most upsetting one, because when you came back, I'm talking about our captain Rohit Sharma, when you came back, you said that no, he deserves that spot, he has earned it. What happened in Adelaide, that suddenly in MCG, during the pink ball test, you said, he's the best opener that we have given what he has achieved in Perth, and suddenly what happened in one test match in Brisbane, and then suddenly you're saying, no, I'm going to come and open in Brisbane, I'm going to come and open in Melbourne. So that consistency was not there. Again, the same thing, right? R. Ashwin was a part of the squad. The first 2 test matches, the first test match, picking up Washington Sundar didn't make a lot of sense. He was under-bowled as well. And then if you were picking Washington Sundar on basis of he's the spinner, you didn't even use him. You made him bat at number 8. Why? Right? It just, again, Dhruv Jurel was sitting there. Right? He didn't get a chance. And we have seen him, Dhruv Jurel saved us in the England series earlier this year. He's showed a lot of maturity. He deserves to be in that squad playing as a batter. He scored runs for the India A team as well in those the touring games before the test matches. It was quite baffling.
Point number 3, the elephant in the room: Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. My point very clear. Gautam Gambhir says they will take Indian cricket forward and red ball cricket forward. How do you take Indian red ball cricket forward if you don't go back to domestic cricket? How do you take it forward if you don't go and play county cricket ahead of the England tour? On current form, does Virat Kohli get a spot in that side? Rohit Sharma is not even there at the moment, so I'm not sort of mentioning Rohit Sharma here. But at current form, does Virat Kohli get a spot in that Indian side as a batter? The answer is a flat no. The guy is a walking wicket outside the off stump, and that's the truth. Virat Kohli on current form is a bowler's dream. All you need to do is pitch it up or bowl it on off stump, and he will edge it to a slip cordon with 4. And if there is anything, England in June will have exaggerated movement.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of movement we will see. We have seen in the WTC final. There will be assistance for the faster bowlers, and Virat Kohli on current form is not there. Do you see them there? Because clearly Gautam Gambhir's press conference was diplomatic enough. He said both have a lot to contribute, both will take Indian cricket forward. But he also said that he wants anyone to play red ball to go back to domestic cricket. Is he meaning Virat and Rohit? Is he meaning that these guys, if they want to be part of the setup, go play domestic cricket? If he is meaning them, then say it. What is your thought?
I'll go back to the Gautam Gambhir press conference that we had day before yesterday. And the fact that he said, this is a team in transition. And it's not about phasing out seniors. It's not about bringing in the youngsters. Whoever performs stays in the dressing room. So, what's going on then? You clearly said that whoever performs stays in the dressing rooms, but are your seniors performing? Are your two senior most iconic legends of cricket performing? No, they are not. We've been talking about this before, even before Rohit Sharma was dropped. If he was not the captain, would he have deserved a place in the team? No, he would not have. But Virat Kohli as well. Sorry. After that Perth innings, we would have thought, I would have said that, I see him in England. I see Virat Kohli in England. But now, after seeing the repeated pattern of dismissals, he's a walking wicket.
Yeah, and again, I think he will play England, right? Yeah, we don't see him. He will just still, I'm sure, on the back of his reputation, he'll play. He does not deserve whether it's
reputation.
It's scored 29 was his average. He will play. We know Virat Kohli will play. I think Boria, we all know he's going to be there in England. What I would personally want as a Virat Kohli fan,
play county cricket, go play. I've got no problems.
Play county cricket, go play. Fix the situation right now. You don't want a Virat Kohli's average to fall below 45 and then he retires, right?
No, so my point is Virat Kohli should play like Virat Kohli and not play like someone who is a club level cricketer who makes that elementary mistakes time and again. That's it.
I think he needs a Paddy Upton to work with him or someone like him, because see, whenever the ball is not on the 5th stump or the 6th stump, he looks unbelievable. With his he looks so good with his pull shots. He still looks so good with his flicks. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like a batter out of form. It's just that he has to figure out. I think Trisha wrote about the Achilles heel, right? How do you do that? You work with a Sandy Gordon or a Paddy Upton. You work on that conditioning part of it. If he has to, he's his own enemy right now. And how do you really get working on that?
Question number 4, because we said 5. What about the rest of the batters? We've just discussed Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. But does that mean that someone like a Shubman Gill flies under the radar? Does that mean that some of the other batters fly under the radar? Because your number 3 is a pivotal position. Absolutely pivotal position in cricket. And look at what Shubman Gill has done in the last 4 years. We keep dropping Dhruv Jurel, we keep dropping others. We say Shubman Gill is all talent. And yes, when he bats, he looks good. And then that shot comes of Nathan Lyon. Then that shot comes of Bo Webster. And he looks completely stupid playing those shots. So there is a very thin line between bravado and idiocy. Shubman Gill needs to understand he's India's number 3, perhaps the most critical position in that batting lineup. Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, people like these have been part of that lineup in this position in the past. Shubman Gill, number 3, England. Do you see the same player? And if so, what is the way forward? How does he get back into rhythm? Because on current form, 4 years is a long time, Gargi. It is not working.
I have one question to ask. I think we all have the same question to ask is, what is it about Shubman Gill that he doesn't look bad? Let's get that straight. He does not look bad, but the fact that he's not able to convert those innings after he looks that good in the middle, why is he not able to convert those? Is it a mental thing? Is it losing concentration? Is it losing focus? Whatever it is, it needs to be worked on. Shubman Gill is still, one of your better batters, and this can't be happening. When you think of maybe the past few years, Shubman Gill's last impactful performance came at Gabba. After that, did you see something from Shubman Gill that changed the match around? Did you see something like that? I don't think so.
In overseas conditions, no. In Indian conditions, yes.
No, I mean overseas conditions.
Correct, I get that point, but different player. Indian conditions and overseas, chalk and cheese. I mean, what's going wrong? And do you go with Shubman Gill at number 3 for England?
I'm glad I'm not the selector.
That's one no one wants to be.
But yes, Shubman Gill, again, to Gargi's point, he hasn't looked bad. He's just gave his wicket away. Other than the the beauty from Stark in the pink ball test, every one of his wickets where there were gifts. They were absolutely, again, I think it's also, I don't know if you're seeing this a lot, not only probably in Indian cricket, even in the Australian side, they have gifted wickets as well. You're seeing that across a lot of cricket being played, test cricket being played in South Africa and Pakistan. All of them, some of them getting the starts and giving the wickets away. Is this modern ball? Is it the impact of white ball cricket? Is this the modern test batter has lost the art of test batting, right? Krishan and I were talking about this. He knows that there's no respite. If he does not perform, he's out of the scene, which means test cricket is the only thing that he plays, right? He's out of the scene. He doesn't score, he's out. These guys, all of them, they're out. They have, again, we'll go back to the very big fat IPL contracts. Nothing, their livelihood is not threatened. Maybe the opportunity to wear the Indian whites is threatened, but beyond that, it's not life-threatening. And you can see that across the space. Such really promising cricketers on not only just in India, from both the sides. I think they've made the same mistakes.
Finally, coming to India's bowling.
Yeah.
2018, there was a Bumrah, there was an Ishant, there was a Shami, and Mohammad Siraj was coming up the ranks as a backup bowler. Plus, we had a Shardul in 21. Look at 21. Bumrah went out, Shami went out. All of a sudden, you had a Natraj and you had a Shardul, you had a Siraj who stepped up. Ishant Sharma was still very much around in 18-19. And now, when I look at that cupboard, and no Bumrah, and all of a sudden it's all black. All of a sudden it's dark. Where is your fast bowlers? I mean, will it be Mukesh Kumar and Akashdeep who step up for England? Do we see a fast bowling crop there? Do we see Indian fast bowlers making the English batsmen, making the ball talk in English conditions? What about fast bowling? Because without a good fast bowling unit, Gargi, you are not going to win England.
And the question here is, do you see someone putting in consistent performances except a Bumrah? Do you see someone supporting Bumrah from the other end? Because so far what we've seen is Bumrah puts in all the hard work from one end, and from the other end, it just gets undone. It all comes undone. And, when you look back, not even looking back, let's look forward. Is there anyone who has looked as good as Bumrah? You can't do that. He's a national treasure. He's a once-in-a-generational talent. But Siraj has given you those glimpses of brilliance. Prasidh Krishna, yes, there were a few good deliveries today. But is there anyone who's giving you consistent enough performances to say, this is your goal?
Is it Mukesh Kumar, Akashdeep, Arshdeep Singh, Yash Dayal? Who? Because clearly you have to have a fast bowling crop in England. Yes, maybe Bumrah will be back, but he can't be overbowled another 5 test series. Is Shami to come back? And I'll tell you why. Even if you get Mohammad Shami to give you 2 test matches, that gives Bumrah respite. If you get Mohammad Shami to play 2 out of the 5, he will come and do the job because he's Mohammad Shami. What is your plan?
Exactly, and we saw what 3 test matches, what Scott Boland did, right, for Australia. I think I'm happy about one fact, that hopefully Bumrah is going to pick up the captaincy of the red ball cricket, and now being a fast bowling captain himself, he would be looking at this probably as one of his biggest issues to sort out, right? Who is going to bowl with me? So Shami's longevity is in question. Fine, Shiraz is one. I have to work on Shiraz. It's still not a finished product yet, but definitely, let's call him definitely above average. I would say that Shiraz is an above average bowler. He has all the things in the making to become a fantastic bowler, just not the consistency. We saw how good he bowled yesterday, and you saw him today. He spread it all over. What was those first 2 overs? Anyways, let's not go there. Mukesh Kumar, Harshit Rana, Arshdeep Singh, a left arm coming in those conditions in UK. Why not? Because everyone, when Bumrah started,
Sam Curran won them the 2018 series.
100%. And just saying that he's just a T20 bowler. I mean, everyone said that Bumrah's a T20 bowler, right? Everyone said that they wrote him off as only as a white ball bowler. So I think all these things, before the series starts, maybe get them some county experience, see how it goes. Maybe that's something that
India A, once again, send them there for 4 weeks, and don't make the mistakes that you did in Australia. Don't make the mistakes that you did, because that England tour will be the start of the WTC cycle.
Yeah.
Will be the, and 5 test matches. You've not played 5 test matches in England for a long, long time. And it can be a really painful summer if things start to go wrong from Leeds. Because once it's Leeds done, Edgbaston Lords, Manchester Oval, huge crowds will come, exactly like what we've seen in Australia. All things sold out already. Massive series. India needs planning. That's for us, for the moment, from all of us here in Sydney. We will be back tomorrow, and what we will do is decode individual performances. We will take each player and we will rate them, because we really need to deep dive. For the sake of Indian red ball cricket, over the next couple of days, we will analyze as much as possible in detail and speak what we really think should be the case. No sugarcoating, no nothing, straight talk. For the moment, Trisha on camera, Gargi, Gaurav, thank you very much for joining me, and to everyone, thanks for watching.